guys, this is P.M.R.Bonez88, and over the weekend I went to the movie theaters, and guess what I saw? It's the Man of Steel. The director Zack Snyder and also the producer Chris Nolan, who also directed the Dark Knight trilogy movies. This Man of Steel was so amazing, and I say this movie was spectacular. The action was so great, and the music score was fantastic, phenomenal. But I would say I would give it some feedback. Like, there were some feedbacks about this film. The story was a little too fast. They've cut it out too short, and I wish they could have done better. But the movie is so fantastic. I didn't see it in 3D, but I went to see it in regular D, so this was a good movie, and I believe that Zack Snyder did a good job on the Superman story, talking about the beginning, like the planet of Krypton, and seeing his father Jor-El, and how Superman was being born, and the planet being all destroyed. But seeing the music score is totally different now, not to compare with the all the original Superman, that they used the same music score from the original with Christopher Reeve and up to the Superman Return. The first two Superman movies that Richard Donner directed was the first one, but also the director's cut too as well. They were good movies. They were like great movies, and I did reviews on them too. So, and as for up to the second two Superman movies, 3 and 4, they got from silly and plain out ridiculous. And in 2006, Superman Return, that Bryan Singer directed it. It was an okay movie, but I wish they could have done better with it. But up to when I saw the Man of Steel that was remade and renewed, and seeing Superman with his new suit and battling Zod instead of Lex Luthor. Now, to talk about Clark Kent's origin and how he became Superman, discovering his new powers and where he was born and where he was from. The actor he's new, I don't know his name, I forgot, but he did play a good role as both Clark Kent and the new Superman. So it just all starts out so quickly, and plus I got really confused between the flashback and present times. Now the flashbacks and the present time really confused me. So half of half of the beginning confused me because I didn't know what was flashback. I didn't know what was the present time. But overall, this movie wasn't a not bad movie, but it was a good movie. But it doesn't beat with the Dark Knight trilogy that Christopher Nolan directed it. And as for from the first half of the beginning, where we see Kal-El being born and the battle starts out, that's where all the action and the intense and the biggest effects. Overall, this movie was really fantastic to me. And those of you who are a big Superman fan, or a little bit half of Superman and Batman, you go like even out, just like where I am. Seeing all the familiar characters like Russell Crowe playing as Jor-El and Michael Shannon playing General Zod. For Russell Crowe, when he played Jor-El, he played a not bad role, and we see him like a couple of times in the scene, but in the very beginning we see him fighting, see him all action. And for Michael Shannon playing as Zod, he plays a good role as General Zod. But the problem is that there was missing about him. There was something that was waiting for him to see, but he was missing his dialogue, because the Zod that we know and the one I used to know in the original Superman movies, there was something missing, and he was actually crazy, like a little bit craziness and a little much more evil inside of him. But what disappointed me with this character is that showing us something that we never seen before, or something we wanted to see him in action. But I don't want to spoil this, and so I'll try and make it a non-spoiler movie review if those of you didn't see it in theaters. With this film and this movie, the story gets a little too complicated and really rushed in. They were rushing out with all the film, rushing out the story of his origins, and along with the love scene between Superman and Lois Lane. This really bothered me, because all of a sudden they were starting to get to know each other, and all of a sudden they started to say goodbye, like okay, what? You start to get to know each other, and then you say goodbye, and you kiss and say goodbye. Nice knowing you. I miss you, and I love you so much. That's totally totally in a rush, a fast rush Superman, because most of us seen the original, and most of us don't want to see the same story plot over and over again. But this is a renewed Superman, but don't rush it out. I don't like when movies, like, all the stories are so much in a rush, and they try to make it as short as possible with this film. But with all the action scene, and seeing the fighting scene, and seeing Superman kicking ass with between him and General Zod, that was fantastic. That was the most phenomenal, excellent. I was so excited. My heart was racing. It was pounding of all the intense action. It was, in other words, it was an extreme, intense movie. So just to rate this film, I would give it a 9 out of 10 for Man of Steel. So I was pretty excited to see this film, and I'm thinking about seeing it again. I can't wait till this film comes on Blu-ray and DVD. So by next week, I'll be going back to my superhero movie review that I'll be talking about is Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. And this is P.M.R.Bonez88 signing off and saying is, peace!